welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 501xTako's, the Anime and Chill Zone edition. I'm your host, Tako DB, history's spiciest podcaster and the best voice in podcasting. Thank you very much. Here as always with my fire co-host, DB, the Dark Britain. And before I let DB do his intro, I have a couple shout-outs to get out the way. So first off, I didn't even show DB this yet, so I'm going to get his live reaction. Okay. My twin got back from Japan and got me this. Literally the first edition, the first volume of Naruto.
In Japanese?
In Japanese. And of course I opened it to the sexy jutsu. A little gender bender, if you don't mind me being a little crude. But yeah, it's completely in Japanese, straight out of Japan. Yes, the title is still in English. Mick, that answers your question in the Discord server, but guess who's carrying it around with him everywhere he goes now? Moi. Got it yesterday for now the second shout out. Baby Sriracha saw my number 8. I finally saw my number 8 playing soccer, and he is a star, a standout, the absolute wild card. His coach actually shouted out him and another kid, Liam, after the game. We all got under the tent to do a little game recap. He was all over the field on defense. Literally, just once he locks in, he's locked in. So shout out my number 8, Logan, Baby Sriracha, the Sauce God, my baby Wolverine. Love you. Shout out to you, Brody. So yeah, those are my couple shout outs. Of course, our director is still in the studio. He actually stole my seat as he usually does, and that is Ghost, my dog. He literally steals my spot every time he gets a chance. So right now, he's on the beanbag chair, just living it up.
Living his best life.
Living his best life. Yes, and he's also 8. So, let's look at those synchronicities. And now we're going to turn it over to DB to let DB give us his intro and let's say a little bit before we jump into some of these topics.
What's good, everyone? Britt is back. It's been a good weekend. Even though the Tigers lost, my Texas Tech Red Raiders won and Green Bay just won, so it's a good day on my end. We had a good fire chapter of One Piece. The more that we're getting and what we're currently at is where the more I think that we're in our final stages of the story, just because a lot has gotten revealed in this chapter today to where I'm just like, I do think that this could end in 2030. And it'd be wrapped up very nicely with the breaks and all of that. Because we have like maybe one more chapter in October, 2 probably November. So probably 5 or 6 chapters for the rest of the year. So it's one where it feels like One Piece is in end times, and it's a good feeling. We're getting some peak storytelling right now. So just other than that, just good to be here.
Yeah, appreciate it, DB. And I want to let you say a little bit more about OP while we do some quick manga reviews, because I read Kagurabachi and JJK Modulo this morning.
Oh, nice.
I've got some rankings, too. So Kagurabachi is actually number 5 right now. Issue 46, the rankings came out, was number 5. And JJK Modulo was actually unranked this week, which was kind of surprising, but not really. It's still in the early stages. Still kind of fleshing out the world a bit. But OP was number 2.
But it's a few, and then they get cut, right? If they're unranked for a certain amount of time, then they're...
Well, it hasn't been unranked consistently. So let me say that. I think it was like number 6 last week. OP was number 2, so One Piece ranked number 2 behind Ichi the Witch, which apparently... it's a shocker, like surprise to me too, because I was like, oh, maybe I need to check out this series because apparently it ranks pretty high regularly. So
Don is
Shonen, that's young Shonen Jump because it actually wasn't on the list. I just didn't get a chance to check their rankings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Don there's nothing better than Don. Just literally.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Shonen Jump rankings, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, well, it is Shonen Jump, but Dadan is young Shonen Jump. So, like, the kind of started on the Monday edition, because Chainsaw Man isn't even in the listing, so...
Okay.
They get a different little group of manga they get to dominate. But yeah, DB, talk to us about some of the content and some of the reveals that you got in OP today, and we're gonna just go ahead and throw out a spoiler. We're gonna just discuss this openly. So if you do not want to hear these spoilers, I will put a timestamp on where you can skip from.
That's fair. Yeah, so One Piece is one where context happens and then you find out how it really happened later on. For example, Kaido and Big Mom are two of the former Yonko slash emperors. They've been defeated recently, but in a lot of their dialogue, we were led to believe as fans that one character took a devil fruit and said here and gave it to another. We just found out today that she got it and was like, I'm gonna give this to one of my kids. The dude came out of nowhere, smacked the shit out of her. Devil fruit goes flying, and he doesn't like grab it, look around, and bite it. He jumps and just like out of the air and has the goofiest face. It's just like, So it was one where it was just a troll face because it was such a troll move. But that also gives context to where in quote unquote current times where they're just like, oh, I let you have it. No, you didn't let him have it. He took it from you. But
Right.
it's just how things change in people's minds like 30, 40 years later. So we get that realization. We also have an understanding that the Garp and so Luffy's grandpa and Roger joined forces to defeat one character. And that's kind of how the lore had trickled down. Right now it's looking like they were it was a 3v3 fight or a 5v1. And it's really big in One Piece to where not necessarily gaslighting, but they rewrite history.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why when new people are coming in, people are like telling all this context. I'm like, no, right now you're spoiling for them because the biggest spoiler really is Laugh Tale is really Raft Tale. So some people now are telling young people it's like, oh no, it's Laugh Tale. I'm like, no, that was like government covertly discontinuing what the name is and calling it something else. Like you're taking that experience away from them. So there's a lot just context like that of how what we are led to believe and then what it had actually happened and things like that. So it was very interesting that certain people could have had different devil fruits. Certain people could have ended up like this. So it was a really cool game of what if you will.
Okay.
Getting to see individuals' parents. We know that one person's mom isn't around and she's alive in this. So it's like, is this when she dies? So yeah, overall, it was just a really fun chapter where we get a lot of context that helps us understand just current day things.
Gotcha. All right. So there's some things I want to comment on. First off, you said a woman in particular, and I have to highlight that a woman got the shit slapped out of her. Okay, so my fingernails are painted. I have one fingernail painted on each hand, and that is for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So it's a manga, but that was like the perfect segue for me to show that I am supporting, and you know, my thoughts and prayers and heart go out to survivors of DAs and things like that.
Oh yeah, and with DA, it's definitely a serious topic that you should take into consideration. I think, especially in One Piece, there's a balance to how to deal with women, and that's kind of why the women in Naruto took such a hard crash, because you want them to do stuff, but you also don't want them to be fighting men, but you're also just like...
You want to see them at least taken serious. Like, I want to see the women that go to school to be ninja grow up to be ninja and not grow up to be stay-at-home mothers. Because that's kind of what they all went to school to train for, to basically get knocked up and be a stay-at-home mother. Like, it just...
The MRS.
It kind of just, like, takes away, like, their agency. And I'm saying that because I kind of laughed when you said, like, this kid slaps the shit out of her and takes the fruit. But I'm also like, I do paint my nails every October. I've been doing this since a college friend first put me onto it, and I do it every October. I paint one nail on each hand, like represent like the 1 in 10, I think it was at the time. It's like close to 10 years ago. Um, DA survivors or whatever. So even though I'm laughing, making jokes about like this kid basically just like smacked and slapped, and like just want to also raise awareness for that as well.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I was also in while in undergrad, I was in Gentlemen United. Still talk to my mentor in that group. We actually were discussing some pretty serious topics over the weekend, but that was still like hilarious to hear you say that. The other thing is that you said, "Oh, it's not really gaslighting; they're just like retelling." I'm like, that sounds just like what white people do today in America, just make shit up and then like recontextualize. It's like, oh, okay, so you're not gaslighting me; you're just making shit up. So, and that's not all white people. I have some really good white friends. Wow, I sound terrible today. But no, it's like some of the bullshit that we deal with in America right now. I'm like, no, that's absolute gaslighting. But
yeah,
so
no.
Yeah, quick little segue there, but thank you for some of that context, because apparently there's a 3v3 or a 5v1, and that like really like I had to stop and pause and was like 3v3 or 5v1. So either two people are on the one person's side, or they're all just jumping this person.
And we don't know yet. We truly don't know, because this the 1v5 individual is technically unbeknownst to the rest of the world. So when they're telling these stories, obviously they're going to leave it out that the one individual is there.
Yeah.
So are they recontextualizing it to be a 2v1 fight, 2v3 fight, when it was either really a 3v3 or 5v1? And if it was a 5v1, how does the one person still in their platform when they fought against the world leader kind of thing? So
and that's interesting to me, because if everyone's writing this character out of their retelling of the story, why are they writing him out or her out or whatever? Like, what is the mystery with this character?
So in One Piece, you're always led to believe that the Navy runs things, but there is an individual who's been alive for 700-800 years who's behind the scenes, and that is the individual that no one should know about.
Basically, the ancient evil character. Yeah. Okay.
And which is setting up. They're being set up to be, but knowing Oda, it's going to be someone even worse than them. That hopefully isn't going to be like you guys, where there's literally no context and they just come out and be like, "Hey, it was me the whole time."
Shout out Black Zetsu.
Like we're at least getting like context and understanding of like, oh, this is the person who's like the true big bad of the big bads. So
gotcha. All right. Well, thanks for that. I'm interested now, and I keep telling you I'm going to start One Piece. I'm probably going to do some background reading before I do like jump in and just start reading from where I am, or like at least 2 volumes back or something. But yeah, I'm it's on my to-do list. I'm just chopping away stuff. I guess I'll give a quick Kagurabachi update, because we just got chapter 97.
okay.
Coming up on chapter 100. Finally got to see my boy Azami's his sorcery technique, and it's actually pretty gnarly. From and I kind of
good.
Yeah, he just says his hands, like he can use lightning and channel it through coins of metal to like, either.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, he can do like high speed regeneration, or he can just zap your body. It's pretty like supplemental. But when people say like, "Oh yeah, your strength is really just your your sorcery technique," he's like, "No, it's my hands, bro. I can still punch you." And he's really like,
his hands, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, he's literally like, "Bro, I just want to throw hands." That's his entire vibe, and I love that, because like every time you see him hit somebody, you don't see that person after. Like he leaves a mess. Like he's the type of person that leaves a mess. Like they pretty much established in one chapter who the strongest character within this mashup government system that they created. they like establish him as he's like the strong character. He's like going through his evil monologue as he reveals himself to actually be the mold that's working with the big bad organization. Azami lets him talk, lets him say everything. Then the guy prepares to use his technique. We don't know what his technique is because Azami left like half a skull remaining, and like punched him into a wall and like left a hole in the wall. So yeah, and now he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go take out this entire criminal organization myself, and he's running hands with the big bad. So I'm like hyped because I want to see him and another character, Shiba. They're both like touted as being two of the strongest without the enchanted blades. So it's all coming to a head with Chapter 100, where I'm pretty much sure the bad guys are going to get the strongest enchanted blade. Like, there's no way this all goes down and they fail, because then they don't have another opportunity to get it as clean as they can now. It's not even clean. They're really gambling. So it's just that their gamble is pretty layered. I mean, the Hishaku have they're vying to be one of the better criminal organizations. At least their top 3 or 4 generals are some of like the dopest bad guys I've seen in manga in a while. So that's Kagurabachi. I'm like getting hyped for like the next 3 weeks because we have 4 I should say, because chapter 101 is gonna be a banger too. I'm expecting.
So they're slated to drop the next 2 weeks then? No breaks?
I'm pretty sure no breaks. I think they're going straight through. I hope he does get a break around 100 or 101, just because he was behind with some of the artwork. But okay, yeah, thank you for that. The artwork actually is caught up, so there's no more storyboard sketches in the story. So hopefully his workload has lightened up a bit.
Hopefully.
Yeah. JJK Modulo, it's just been pretty standard. Not saying they're bad chapters, but again, it's a lot of setup to reestablish the world because you're like 70 years in the future.
Interesting.
Yeah, and now we're dealing with aliens. I don't know what the recent alien. There's a gnat that's just annoying the freak out of me, dude. I'm not sure what the recent alien rage is with manga and all the anime series, but okay.
Between Boruto and this, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, Boruto, this, Dadadan, just a lot of aliens. And I know we haven't talked about it on here, but like the Fermi paradox is like, I guess, a big theory in the paranormal world. But I think we got enough aliens right now in anime and manga to hold us over. So
that's fair.
Nothing really jumping out at me with JJK Medulla, but that was the same way the original JJK started for me. It was pretty slow. I wasn't really sure why it was such a rave series for everybody until we got to like the Gojo's background or his backstory arc, and then the Shibuya incident. That's where things really like kind of came to a head and all started clicking. So
that's fair.
Yeah, really so I'm just like being patient and seeing where things go. And that's the 2 series I pretty much keep up with regularly. Chojin X has kind of been on a hiatus after they finished their last big battle. We haven't gotten a chapter in like 3, going on 4 weeks, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Dadadan has been stellar as always because the author is trolling right now. So, new chapter for that tomorrow. Gonna have to get into Ichi the Witch. I really don't want to talk about Boruto because now this is shocking to me. It's actually ranked. It's one of the greatest selling series of all time, and it's ranked number 1 among series that come out monthly. And I gotta check like the dates on these numbers because I was asking myself how.
Well, it's all nostalgia. It's all people pushing it and reading, following along just because they love Naruto so much. Which is just sad.
Obviously, you can see I'm wearing my Uchiha sewing on myself patch on my quarter zip. Sriracha literally said I had the aura because he saw another picture of me with the gold quarter zip on. So I threw this one on specifically for that.
Okay.
But it is nostalgia, but there's nothing about the series that's it's not good. It's not like it's like Bleach to me. There are concepts that just aren't being executed well. but one of the number one series. So getting carried by nostalgia. I really wish Kodachi could have kept the reins because back then the writing was actually well paced and there were stakes and women characters actually mattered again. So
And once you lose the stakes aspect, it's kind of like, and that's why, like, even once Dragon Ball went into Dragon Ball Z and beyond, and you could just revive people with the Dragon Balls,
Dragon Balls.
all the stakes just like when they're fighting as dead entities. What are the stakes other than just a cool fight?
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, like, but I'm talking to my Gen Z students like, oh, you should read and watch Super. I'm like, no, there's nothing to. It's just for the fights.
Yeah.
Oh, but then you'll there's Ultra Instinct and then there's blah 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 and there's blah blah blah, and I was like,
I don't care how many more power ups or different forms Goku can get. I don't care how much he can change and dye his hair. I don't care anymore.
It's just no.
Not for me. I think
to be for thee, but not for me.
I like that. I love them selling that. Honestly, I can live with the Cell Saga up to that point. I can live with it, but it should have stopped after Frieza. The Cell Saga could at least wrapped it up because you were basically setting up Gohan to be the successor. Fine.
True.
But everything after has just been filler to me. I don't give a damn about the rest of that stuff.
Boo Saga did feel like filler because it's like, yeah. And even I'm a Vegeta fan, but arguably that was like his biggest downfall as a character, is he joins Boo to get stronger, but then offs himself. It's just like,
and it didn't really make a difference. It didn't make a difference because Goku was still holding back the entire time.
Yeah, so it's just like, yeah, Dragon Ball Z going into GT, it just started. It's like Rurouni Kenshin. Like, Rurouni Kenshin was absolutely on point, and then it should have ended, but then they kept going, and I'm just like, we're fighting Christians? Like, what's happening?
Cash cow, man.
They just when they saw the dollar signs, and that's why I'm hoping that like Oda will just let One Piece finish, and then we'll see like 2 Piece and 3 Piece and all of the other stories that get spun out. Like I'm fine with stories continuing. I'm a Game of Thrones fan, and I am beyond excited that there's going to be just a buddy cop, 2 bros hanging out story. They're like, oh, it's not going to be as epic with the dragons. Fine. Like, I like the dragons, but my whole thing was like the conversations that led to the intrigue, that led to the betrayals, that led to the backstabbing, that led to things being pushed forward, not epic battles. Like,
and I'm right there with you. Like, I've learned to grow in like the quiet moments to set those moments up. I love the intrigue. I love the betrayals. I love the scheming and the plots and just the Machiavellian nature of the Game of Thrones itself. And to that end, I would not mind Boruto if it actually was written. And this kind of goes into one of our topics, and we're going to touch on the 2 Instagram accounts of blurs who do some great comedy. But I would not mind Boruto if it was better written. And there was a topic about how people don't like kind of like the conservation of jutsu now in writing, whereas like towards the end of Naruto, it's not Naruto anymore. They're just throwing around bigger and bigger attacks. So then once they started writing more of the taijutsu based fights, people have started complaining about that. Well, the only real issue I have with that is some of the newer techniques are just really lame. Like, Code has these claws. Like, the fact that he can scratch a teleportation door into the ground is kind of cool, but seeing him extend his arm to like a massive claw is just...
unnecessary?
It's lame. Honestly, it's just, it doesn't look cool. It doesn't, so like some of those aspects are just like this kind of, it's just not clicking for me. I don't mind seeing a taijutsu fighting. The characters just throwing hands. You're a ninja. You're not supposed to be throwing out the flashiest techniques. It's like soy foam and bleach, saying like she has the two stinger for her Shikai, and she stabs you twice in the same spot. Boom, you're automatically dead. She's an assassin. She's like, this doesn't really work for me having this big, basically nuke. It's her Bankai because she's just blowing you up in one shot. But it's not as flashy. It's not her ninja way, basically.
Yeah.
So, I get that. Boruto's just not written well. And that's what I do appreciate about JJK Modulo is that we have some of the old series establishing what's happening now, but it's so far off into the future that it has to be independent. The characters, there is a new dynamics. Is two generations down the line, 2 or 3, whatever. Like, so it's reestablishing its own world. And you introduce aliens and the link between cursed techniques and cursed energy and aliens and XYZ. So,
And that's going to be some work because cursed energy was supposed to be a human-centric thing. So now is it all
specifically Japanese too? So it's
yeah.
like, what are the aliens' connection to people in Japan? Because we have this exclusively,
So now you have to take the work to retcon literally the underlying understanding of the world's dynamics.
Yeah.
So, and it sounds like that's something similar to what Boruto went through. So I wish them the best of luck, but not everything is a cash cow that should continue.
Yeah. Well, the one difference with Boruto is that the aliens feel forced. With this, there's some intrigue with it because it's like, all right, what are there's tension and there's a theme of like xenophobia and language barriers and things like that, and power grabs, and someone's trying to. You have two factions that are powerful. One doesn't want the other one to know their weaknesses. One is kind of just like see how much it can take, and wondering if they can coexist. And so you have a very strong theme of can two opposites actually exist in the same place without backstabbing each other. Whereas in Boruto, I can guess Boruto has a theme of reclamation. It's just not executed well. His identity was stolen by his adopted brother. His brother becomes this zealot who just wants to kill all Otsutsuki or whatever. It's just, JJK Modulo so far is doing it right. And so I appreciate that aspect of it. But again, that kind of goes to the question I posed to you for the topics this week. Who would you want to see write an OG series, but it's a new gen writer or new gen mangaka?
I would probably go as far, and this is because I like his drawing style so much. But Boichi, the guy who did Dr. Stone, the artist from Dr. Stone, Boichi, he's done a lot of rehashes of One Piece arcs, and they look amazing. And as a degenerate, like he draws women amazing, in my opinion. So he did formally do that Shmentai, with an H in front of it. He did that. Is where he started, so he knows how to draw proportionally accurate women, but also not everyone that looks the same.
I love that.
Which is interesting because there's a new anime that my sister and I watch, and like all the women look the same proportionally, like big tits, small waist, big butt. I'm like, I enjoy this as much as the next degenerate, but like at least like change their proportions a little bit. Like they all look like their back should be just thrown out, and it was just like a few of them have that attitude. So it's just like, yeah, there are shows that we've come across where it's just like, well, here's another blonde, here's another blonde. They all look the same, except they're tall and short. So at least they're different size-wise, but... Yeah, I prefer them to be characters and not add-ons to the background that all look the
Yeah,
same.
yeah,
But that's just me being a human being.
yeah. Do you have you checked out Boichi's new work, Martial King, the Martial King?
No, no, I
Yeah,
heard, I saw it a while ago, but I haven't been able to check that one out. Have you crossed it?
I think I read the first two or three chapters, maybe, but I haven't stayed consistent with it. So I've been meaning to get back into it. Um, but that's one you might want to check out. It actually did have a pretty interesting premise, and I love the artwork. So I'm gonna get back into it sooner than later. Trying to
No.
manage my reading load and life because life is definitely on the upswing.
Good.
Uh, so for me, I'm probably, and I guess it's ironic, I've been talking about these two series the most today. I'm probably gonna go with Gege to rewrite Naruto. As much as I would love to see Kodachi can have continued with Boruto, the way that and specifically, well, not just this, but the way that Gege's writing is so tight and concise, but specifically the way that Gege writes women characters, I think would be just a major benefit to the series of Naruto because you can definitely that kind of just cleans up the two major complaints that people Naruto fans in general have had about the series. Um,
At
the
least
end
they
got
know, though.
sloppy. I'm sorry.
I said at least they know, though.
Yeah, we're pretty well. Not all of us. I can definitely say, being a Naruto fan, some of the other fans might get a little embarrassed because they come off just as misogynistic and chauvinistic as the writers, as Kishi's writing lends credence to to be. Um, but um, Gege's writing is concise, so you kind of can trim all the fat that we got, especially towards the end of the war arc. And then Gege writes great women characters like Nobara,
Hmm.
uh, um, Maki, Queen Maki. What's my other Mei? Even though she was definitely into her younger brother, which we won't even really unpack that
It's its
today.
own thing. It's its own
Yeah,
thing right there.
yeah, but Mei was still a fun character, and wow, that's coming out bad. Um, Mei had I can't even say Mei was actually a really great character because I can't talk about it right. um, so yeah, but yeah, Maki is always going to be the best character. You had a transgender character from the Heian era and Urame. So I think Gege's rewriting Naruto in this era would definitely Naruto would still be a cash cow.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and I think you can kind of clean up some of the errors and mistakes we got from Kishi. And that's not to slime Kishi at all, because I mean Naruto's still my baby. As you can see, my twin sister got this for me in Japan. I'm wearing an Uchiha, sewn on emblem on my quarter zip. Um, yeah, Naruto was always going to have a special place in my heart, even though I know the fan base is very toxic at this point. There's newer fans who admit they probably haven't actually read the work. So,
The big thing is admitting that. Like, it can be, yeah.
first step is admittance.
The first step is admitting it. Yeah, I'll throw in another artist, a mangaka, just because their anime is so good that I want to probably try and read their manga. But Kei Arana, who makes legit trash Gachiakuta, it's an anime that's taken everything by storm. It's doing really good, but I really like how she draws her characters. They have a Kingdom Hearts kind of feel to it. Um,
Nice.
where the feet are a little bit bigger, but proportionately they seem a little bit more in tune with standard people, quote unquote. So I think that's the best way of putting it is like an emo. Kingdom Hearts type of design.
Nice.
But again, even in that, their female characters are people who just happen to be X, Y, and Z, not a walking vagina that talks.
We're talking boobs is the one I used to use.
Which
Um,
is Tsunade.
yeah, or Hime or Rangiku because, but other series I was considering is actually Bleach, and I would have one or two people rewrite it. Yuki Tabata, who does uh, Black Clover, because Lucius,
Hmm.
yeah, Lucius is actually Aizen and Yawak done right, or Yahweh done right, however you're supposed to pronounce it.
Hmm.
Um, and then the other one is actually Kodachi. So giving Kodachi his praise again today. Um, just because I think the biggest problem with Bleach was execution. Um, yes, I'm really you have way too many characters who did not die. And that kind of goes back to your point about stakes and Dragon Balls and having dead
Es-
entities fighting.
Especially in a show like Bleach, where like it's set up to be people die, we're soul reapers. That's the thing, but there's really no stakes to it.
Well, they're dead. They reap souls, so there's a theme of death, but no one actually dies. Um, so it's there. There's a lot of issues with that, especially because I do believe in an interview, um, Kubo said that when he gets writer's block, he just creates new characters or created new
That
characters.
that's problematic as
Oh, this is
fuck.
absolutely problematic because your series gets canceled before you can actually properly finish it. And then you need 10 years in a fan made anime to actually finish it. Um, and everybody just wants to do a red scream of doom and bunkai in every splash art. I'm just like, bro, the ship is sailed. Let it go. Let it
Mm.
go. So I would definitely have Yuki Tabata, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, uh, rewrite Bleach or write Bleach in the modern era. Because again, Lucius is one of the better villains I've ever seen in a series. It's just that this final arc, and this is actually kind of like along the same vein as the big bad and One Piece, with the reveal of who the actual final villain is. Um, this is just that the final arc has been cursed to hell and back. So went from a weekly release to quarterly because the author just could not stay healthy. And it's probably
Mm.
from that burnout we've been mentioning the last couple of weeks in our own
Burnout is real.
episodes. Yeah,
The burnout is real.
yeah, it definitely is. Um, so, as we were talking about that, there are some blurs on Instagram. I mentioned this. This is our final topic. Two blurs.
What
Jay
does blurred
Peerless,
stand for?
black nerds, basically. Just
Thank you so much. I was wondering what, like, you've been saying blurs, and I'm just like,
just
what?
blending black and nerd.
Okay, I'm just like, I feel like I should know this, but I will ask.
We learn something new every day, even at our advanced
Eh,
ages.
that's how you know you're
Um,
living.
yeah, but
Easy on advanced ages. Whoa, 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 whoa. That one just sank into my brain. Easy there, young man. Easy there.
thank you for calling me young, but it did take a minute to catch on, buddy. My buddy, my little cousin Logan, his best friend calls me Unc. I'm like, bro, I'm not that old. Don't Unc me.
Don't
Like,
up
don't
me.
Unc. So like, he's a hilarious kid though. But where was I? See, look, my old age, I'm forgetting stuff. I'm joking.
Already,
Uh,
man. Already.
yeah, no. I was discussing. Oh, two blurs. Yeah. So Jay Peerless, I think I'm saying his name right, and then Huncho. I think it's Huncho 619. You double check.
I've come
Some of
across Huncho before. I'm pretty sure that's someone you've sent me, but he's also popped up in my feed.
Yeah, it's probably my fault.
And it's I like that black nerds are becoming cool. Like I would not these are not the bros that would be watching anime back when I was in school. Like these are cool guys who are out getting girls. Like this was not this is not the representation 20 years ago. Like I was literally in a closet having to watch my anime.
False.
And this is also why I like why it is so approachable for everyone now.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
Like cool people can watch anime now. Like I consider
And
these guys cool.
there's a lot less gatekeeping with it now. Much more women are being open about watching anime. So like,
I wouldn't even say gatekeeping in that sense then, because it's not necessarily gatekeeping is when you're keeping other people from being a part of it. There's not as much stigma.
That's probably
that's the issue.
That's
especially with women. Like
yeah, because I mean, like to your point, growing up, I remember I was the kid fifth and sixth grade before my fourth and fifth grade before my best friend ended up moving to another state. It was this guy Daniel Bernard. We had been friends from like third grade through middle school. Then he ended up moving away with his dad when his dad got a new job. But that was the person I went and talked to about. Yeah, I talked to him about anime all the time. Harry Potter, all this stuff. Dragon Ball Z, we would talk about it. So sixth grade, best friend is gone. Starting middle school, I had to kind of like refine myself. I didn't have anybody to talk to about it. Well, like I think it was around like seventh grade. Some of the other cooler kids was like, "Hey, I watched that Dragon Ball Z stuff, man. This is actually really, really cool. That's what you like always drawing in your notebook on the side." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's cool. Like, I'm sorry it took you like
this long to figure it out.
So like I wasn't able to really find other people, my nakama, so to speak, in high school middle and high school to talk about
or college.
Part of college. I would say part of college.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I met my best friend in college, or was it late high school or early college? One of those, like either my first year in college or my senior year in high school. Met my best friend. I think it was early high school, early college. It was 90. Oh, I mean, not 90. 2009.
I was about to say, easy there. 90, huh?
Yeah, I'm not that old. Like, that's really uncurious. But I met my best friend, Sam. And we actually met online on YouTube. We've been pen pals for 16 years. Met my best friend on YouTube, getting into a heated debate with some other nerds about Naruto versus Sasuke when they ran it back, or when they were gonna run it back. So now, like, my cousin gets to have his cosplay birthday parties and gets to hang out with his friends, and they're doing nerd stuff. I'm like, I am so glad your generation gets to, be open about this and have fun with it. And now it is more fun because I go to Comic Cons and different conventions, and I cosplay.
And you don't feel weird, and you don't feel like you're less than as a person for even wanting to, which is the big thing.
Yeah, but I also stopped giving a damn what other people think. So like if you don't like it, if you feel some type of way about it, fuck you. I don't care. Like I just enjoy being me at this point, and I realize like giving that energy to people who don't really matter anyway, like they don't. It's just giving too much bandwidth to people who are into whatever they're into, and usually some trash TV. So I just I'm sorry.
I don't understand people who like Love Island, but they'll tell you that you're less than for anything else. Yeah.
Your PFP is an anime character. You're a loser, dude. You can't even spell loser. Like, fuck yourself.
It's like, come on, y'all.
Yeah. So like, at this point, I'm just at an age where I'm glad the kids get to enjoy it, and to your point, you got to chaperone some cousins, or they were like cousins, right? To go see
my friend's kids. So just you could say like that's me being unk in that situation.
Wow, we're gonna have to change the name of this podcast.
But
Uh,
yeah, unks talk about unks and anime, anime
Unks and anime,
unks.
anime unks. Yeah, there was a guy who did My Otaku Melancholy. He actually stopped it a couple years ago, but that was one of the better animes. I mean, better podcasts about anime. I love that one. Um, but he retired, sadly. But yeah, unks and anime or anime unks. That's anime hunks.
Anime unks,
I mean,
anime
we kind of got
hunks.
off topic there, but the two blurs do this content, and it's hilarious. One is doing interviews with like making jokes about how badass these characters are,
Or
and
crazy. Let's be honest.
or crazy.
Or crazy. Like
And that's Jay Peerless. I mean, he's doing it in a bonnet and he's like pouring himself henny. Like, why the fuck am I here? Did you know he can do this? Neither did
it's
I.
very personal, which works for the content. You're not like doing all these like dress overs or anything like that. It's just like a dude talking to a camera, which
Yeah,
works, especially
yeah,
in that type of format.
yeah. Especially because if you imagine it as multiple people, you know, doing these things. I think the first one I saw was he was like talking about how Batman beats up nickel and dimers. Then there was the one with Sakuna. No, the first one was Sakuna. So yeah, boom. So like it's just every time he does these, it's he's making the same. He's using some of the same lines at the end. Like, did you know he can do this? Neither did I. Why the fuck am I here? Like me neither. Like stuff like that. But every time he tells a different joke. I mean, we just got some Shikamaru gas. So like it's still funny and it still hits every time. Then you have
Mm.
Huncho 619, who is definitely probably one of the guys who's out with the fellas, getting some girls, whatever. But dude
He's
is
cool.
literally he's cool. But dude is literally talking mad shit, and it all makes sense. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
the Fugaku meeting the rest of the family in heaven one was hilarious because it's like for Fugaku, what did my moms do, bro? Like Itachi killed all of us. I know we had smoke with the leaf, but he chose the leaf. But why is my 5-year-old son getting stabbed in the neck? Like it was dark, but it was so funny, bro. And like he's talking about why Naruto wants to be the Hokage and protect the leaf when really the leaf did him dirty. And like even my buddy Sam's like, yeah, that dark Naruto montage got a lot deeper and made a lot more sense now. And I'm just like, bro, the content that we get out of these comedians, I mean, it could be RCDC World to Huncho what was my god, big to Griffey. It's hilarious.
Griffey is Griffey is funny, but every
Gr-
once in a while just be like,
yeah,
oh,
some of his stuff went. It was pushing some boundaries,
oh,
but
some like yeah. But
yeah,
again, like that's his type of content. And I
yeah,
appreciate it because there's a lot of real stuff in what he says
yeah,
to where I'm just like, okay, Griffey. Like that. Well, like the one that really had me howling was like when a woman shows up in a chat room and it's just like, she just gets belittled and the dude's just like, you want to fuck? You want to fuck? You want to fuck? Fuck, bitch. You want to fuck? And I was just like, wow.
yeah.
Like he did a Charlie Kirk video literally that same week, and we're all just like, I'm gonna watch, but click. Like he zero ass given.
Yeah, Griffey just lets it all hang out. Pause,
Mm.
but yeah, yeah. But I mean, just it's a blurred world at this point. These guys have multiple thousand followers, viral videos showing up on reels, I should say, showing up on your explore feed. Um, and it's a blurred world at this point. So that's what I love about it, man. Is that it's a good time to be a nerd, a blurred,
It
whatever.
is an
Um,
amazing time to be a nerd.
I mean,
Like absolutely amazing.
I'm actually gonna say shout out to my friend, one of my longtime college friends, or friends since college, Tati. I actually call her Nezuko, or Nezi for short. She's a Hellcat, bro. Um,
But
but
she has a stick in her mouth all the time.
well, no, she's actually just like she's a Leo and a Hellcat. So like, and but she, she got into. I can't even. I don't think it was actually Demon Slayer first, but she got into anime. She's like, why haven't I been dating anime guys before? Like, she's like, y'all the best people, and I was like,
Thank you? Question mark?
like, well, I was like, it's a little more. There was some different terminology used there, but she basically was just like she got into it. She fell in love with anime. I mean, it was to the point where the Attack on Titan movie came out, the first part of the season 4, like the end.
First part of the end, part one, part two. God damn it, that was so ridiculous.
Yeah, well, she gave me her Hulu login at that point to watch the movie, and
Okay.
she didn't judge me to when I was telling her like I cried in the first 10 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, I cried.
Attack on Titan?
Yeah, I knew it
Which
was gonna
part?
happen.
Which
Uh,
part are we talking about? Was it the rumbling starting, or are you talking about like
the
when?
rumbling starting when the kids get stepped on and their teeth are like
That was
being,
wild.
yeah.
Oh man, like the
Aaron's crying
kid
with them
is
like,
he was stealing. He was a refugee, and
yeah,
like he had gotten one of his hands chopped off, and his brother's like, "Why are you doing this?" And then they look in the distance, and then you just see rumbling, rumbling, walk, walk, walk,
yeah,
rumbling, rumbling. It
yeah. I
was
need
yeah.
a tissue. It's okay, Ghost. I'm okay, Ghost. Okay.
It was yeah. The
Yeah, but
rumbling, I did not think it was going to be that vicious,
oh,
but it was.
it was glorious. I loved it.
But it was.
But
It
yeah,
was like
shout
what
out
is it?
to
80% of the population of the world
80% of the population of the world was offed.
was stepped on.
Yeah,
Was stepped
smashed,
on.
crushed, stepped on like ants.
Make sure
Yeah,
yeah. It's yeah.
yeah. But it's a good time to be a nerd because on the flip side, Tati is a baddie still to this day. Excuse me. Well, we got to recruit Tati to the nerd side, the dark side of otaku. I was like, yeah. But it was also like, and shout out to Jay Pierce, that still his materials. Like, oh, now you're into nerds, and it's just not me. Why the fuck am I here? Yeah, yeah. No, Tati's on me though. I love Tati to this day. Um, so yeah, good time to be a nerd though. Good time to be a
Great
nerd.
time. Great times.
Yeah, yeah. So, any final thoughts? I'm just gonna let Tati and my other
Just
nerd
let that
friends have
set.
my
Just let that sit for a bit. No,
yeah.
I would just say let the nerd times roll. Like we have a really good season of anime going into this winter. Like final season of My Hero is back. Grieving Souls is an anime I'd recommend to everyone. Frickin' Spy Family is back. Spy Family is on point. Uma Musume, like I'm on that horse girl train. Like it's a really good anime. If you're into sports anime, highly suggest Uma Musume. It's arguably one of the best I've seen ever, which is huge praise because I like Haikyuu and
Yeah.
Slam Dunk.
My
But
buddy's telling me to get into Blue Lock. I think Blue Lock is it soccer or
Blue Lock is soccer.
yeah.
And it's more of just like craziness of soccer, but it's a lot of fun. But I still wouldn't put it up there with those three.
Well,
Um,
he's more suggesting because of the shit talking, and I love me some good shit talking. So
oh, it's so good.
yeah,
Yeah, if we're talking about shit talking, it's on a whole nother level because they're teenagers, so it is all of the awkward teenage craziness with them. But yeah, and there's like some other anime that are coming out that I'm keeping an eye on. Probably give them 3 episodes and then make a determination if I want to finish watching them. But great end of the year to the point where I haven't even thought of what 2026 anime looks like, but
Culling
that's
Games,
literally right around the
JJ
corner.
Season 3,
Is it JJK season 3 coming out then?
January 2026. The Culling Games, baby. We get my best boy Yuta back. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I can even check out the real quick oh, Hell's Paradise too.
Oh,
Free
wow.
Ren, Hell's Paradise, JJK season 3. Um Wait, no way. Oh, that's Oshionoko. That's Fire Force, but Fire Force is kind of falling off. We're getting a new we're getting a new Fate.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, and it's not even like an OVA, it's an actual TV show. So yeah, it's gonna be spring. Like I'm gonna watch Freerin, Hell's Paradise, JJK, Fire Force, Fate, definitely watching that. I'm a degenerate, so Chain Soldier, I'm watching that. It's There's a lot of good stuff on here.
It is what a time to be a nerd.
Trigun's coming back.
Stop
Oh,
playing with me right now.
Trigun from Studio Orange is coming back.
Stop playing with me.
That's Trigun's peak. Like,
Yeah.
granted, not I don't like what they did with Wolfart, making him like a 6-year-old adult person who's probably still going to have a relationship with a grown woman. I'm really interested in how the internet's going to deal with that one, but
I'm
we'll see
not.
how it goes.
I have enough internet and inappropriate topics just with some of the stuff in the Naruto subreddit. So, um, yeah, I don't need any more memes coming out
Oh,
from
they're
that.
coming. They're coming whether you like it or not. But yeah, even just looking at next year, it's going to be really, really good. So as we go into the end of the year anime, the fall season, it's stacked. But even just looking at next year, it's insane. Now, granted, a lot of people like 2 Year Eternity. That's not my thing. So there's a lot of stuff out there that can float your boat, but that's what anime is.
I mean, there's something for everyone as long as you're open to it. So,
Yeah. I think that's the best place to let it chill from there. Oh, free
yeah,
new ecchi anime. Nice. Okay.
yeah. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to us nerd out for an hour on the Anime and Chill Zone edition of 501 Tacos. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And also leave some comments, man. Like, get involved in the conversation. Like, let us know what you're nerding out to. Like, let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know what you want to talk about. Whatever. Just jump in the comments. Let's chop it up. The kitchen's always open, you know? And then,
Yeah.
yeah, as always, later, Space Cowboys.
Peace.
Peace.